What you just saw today is one of the craziest NASCAR races you will ever see. Probably will not see again. That was unique in ways that I cannot describe. If you were old enough in 2008 to watch the 2008 Brickyard 400, it wasn't a, I don't want to curse, but an S show like that, but it was unique, but in a good way for this one. Tire issues were the prevalent story of the race, but it led to a record amount of lead changes. Right here, I'm reading 54 lead changes at Bristol. Comers and goers, if you are a comer and goer, if you love comers and goers, if you just love literally going to the back and going to the front and going to the back and going to the front and going to the back and going to the front, well, this was the race for you, because I cannot tell you how many passes were on track. If someone could get the stat of the amount of green flag passes in this race, it will probably blow your mind. Not because there was a ton of 1v1 battles and green flag passing, it's because when your tires died while you were getting passed. And it was all about tire management. One of the craziest races you will ever see in your life, but it was absolutely fantastic. And something else is also fantastic. I've been holding on a long time for this. You can see this beautiful Jeff Gordon 4-time champion t-shirt. Shout out to Home Field for shipping it out to us. And I will be doing a giveaway next week, guys. On the next race review, Jimmy Johnson fans, we have a beautiful Jimmy Johnson t-shirt here commemorating the 7-time champion. So we have that t-shirt there. We'll be doing a giveaway for that one next week on next week's race review. So make sure you stick around for that. We also have a coupon code. Radman is the code. Use the link in the description down below to head to Home Field's website, and you can get their brand new Hendrick Motorsports launch apparel, basically commemorating the greatness that is Hendrick Motorsports. As you guys know, I am a Hendrick fan, Jeff Gordon for life. So we have a second Jeff Gordon t-shirt. Am I giving this one away? No, I'm sorry. I'm being selfish with this one. This one's mine, okay? I have 2 Gordon shirts. I'll give away the Jimmy Johnson one, but the Gordon one is mine. It is not being given away. But you can go purchase it on Home Field with the coupon code, discount code, RADMAN, R-A-D-M-A-N. Just remove the real on the channel, and that is the coupon. It's very simple, guys. Radman, okay? There we go. Got it. But seriously, shout out to Home Field, and the quality is fantastic. It's not like the Redbubble quality. You know, if you go on Redbubble or something like that, you find those types of qualities where you can make any kind of shirt. No, it's actually really, really fantastic quality. So please go check it out. It will help support the channel, and if you are a Hendrick Motorsports fan, you got to pick it up. There's also an amazing Jeff Gordon jacket that I don't have my hands on, but seriously, you got to use it. You could use the coupon code on that if you want. A fantastic Rainbow Warriors Jeff Gordon jacket that is just absolutely incredible. If it's still in stock, that thing probably sold out immediately. Let's talk about the race. And guys, there's not going to be any video clips because I can't even explain how insane this race was. There was only 9 cautions, so it sounds like it was kind of a mess the way we described it, right? Tire issues the entire race, but there actually weren't a lot of cautions for the specific tire issues. Kyle Busch was one of the ones that was a caution for a tire going down, but there were also incidents in this race that were not related to the tire issues, and then one caution that was just never a caution. I don't know what was going on, but NASCAR threw a yellow out when there was no cars sideways and no cars really it was one of the worst cautions I've ever seen. I think that happened in stage 2. But the end of this race, the last 150 laps of this race, was something that you will honestly never see again. Kevin Harvick was continuously saying that the car was turned off. And if you don't watch NASCAR, you're probably like, what is he talking about? What do you mean the car is turned off? Well, literally, you would run the tires to the tread of the tire. There would be nothing left in it, and you were just surviving on the tread and the cording of the tire. Very reminiscent to the 2008 Brickyard. But the difference about the 2008 Brickyard is that you had 8 to 10 laps, and then everyone's tires would go, scheduled cautions in a 160-lap race, and it was kind of a mess because you could only run 10 laps at a time. In this race, once everyone knew, oh crap, if we run full tilt as they did in the first 50 laps of this race, you're gonna basically blow the tires. Then once they realized that, everyone kind of backed off their pace. Even when you back off your pace, you still had to manage what tire you were using. So if you were going slower, we're using the right front more, the right rear more, the left rear, what tires were you using, how was your car set up, and it managed everything. Basically turned into this management race. But you were still trying to pass. That's why this was crazy. It was like watching when you would watch it it looked like a pack race because how close the field was. But you could go if you wanted to. Like, if you were leading this race, you could have shot out to a 5-second lead if you wanted to, but it was pointless. You were going to come right back to the field. You were going to blow your tires off, and you probably were going to be a caution. Now, was it ideal? Was it planned to be like this? No. It's not like NASCAR and Goodyear came to this race and was like, hey, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it where your tires, it's like a race till you, I mean, you've seen a bunch of YouTube videos about it in the F1 community. Race till your tires explode. That was essentially what this race was. It was race till your tires explode. And it made for this very entertaining race. But it was a mistake on NASCAR's part. They didn't mean to do this. Now, I thought Goodyear brought a different compound. You see on my Twitter, I tweeted like, oh, NASCAR or Goodyear almost nailed this tire compound. But after the research that I did, I haven't gotten full confirmation on this, but it is the same compound, the same exact right side tire compound as the fall race last year. So that race last year, there was rubber being laid down, and there was the PJ1 around the bottom of the track. This year, they used the Recin, not the PJ1. So the Recin, a different type of sticky grip. And the thing was, it wasn't laying down rubber on the track. Even when the cars would move up onto the racetrack, there was no rubber being laid down. So the rubber not being laid down, the track was always green, essentially, and it would eat up the tires. So it was kind of weird that it was the same exact tire compound, but a different, switching from PJ1 to Recin made it like this. But even if you ran the top lane the entire time, even if you did that, it would still, the tire would just completely disintegrate. So whatever was different, I don't think weather has that much to do with it, honestly. I mean, it's not that much different from fall Bristol to spring Bristol. It's shade, yeah, but it's a night race versus a day race, but it's not that much different. It was genuinely crazy to watch what was going on. The Toyotas, well, actually, can I even talk about this? There was no dominant car. You could say, a certain guy led a lot of amount of laps. Ty Gibbs led over 100 laps today. Ty Gibbs was very, very strong, but there was no dominant car. Anyone could have went to the lead, been as fast as they wanted to, but you were going to kill your tires. It was a tire management race, and it looked like the Toyotas had the best grip on that. Outside of Toyota, it looked like Kyle Larson maybe had the best grip on that, but Kyle Larson had a penalty that put him in the back of the field for the final restart. There was no cautions for the last 120, 130 laps of this race. There were no yellows. So Larson was really good with tire management, but he started the last restart back in the back of the field. So when you look at the race results, he finishes 5th. Maybe if Larson was able to have his track position as he had for the majority of the race, what was he able to compete with the Toyotas, specifically the Joe Gibbs Racing guys? Was he going to be able to compete with them? Probably. I think Larson had a really good, pinpoint on the tire management. Him and Denny Hamlin seemed like the two guys on a consistent basis that had the best tires after every pit stop. Tires were running out. Goodyear had to send another set of tires to the teams and everything. But again, with the last 120 laps going green, it didn't become an issue of running out of tires. It was kind of surprising to see the last 120 laps going green, while there were literally cars going as slow as possible because they had no tread left on the tire. This race is honestly impossible to explain. You can't even show it because there aren't really highlight moments. There are not moments that are going to be posted on social media that are like a crash or like amazing battle for the lead. That doesn't exist in this race. You had to literally watch every lap of this race in order to kind of get the understanding and to appreciate it. In my opinion, I don't know about you guys. You can leave your comments down below, as always. But the majority of the NASCAR community on Twitter, I will assume, thought that race was fantastic. Now, will you want another version of that race? Probably not. But will you want the tire wear like that? Yes. So this is the thing that Goodyear has to try and nail in on. Get that amount of tire wear. Not to this extreme of a level, but make sure the tires wear out like this, and they could maybe last a little bit longer without exploding, and you have the ideal set. And then it is up to NASCAR with the aero package and everything to work with that. But today we didn't talk about dirty air at a short track. We didn't talk about it because everyone had the ability to go as fast as they wanted, but no one was really ever going 100% because you were in tire conservation. Because you were in tire conservation, you could have passed anyone you wanted to. Just move up a lane, even run the same lane. You could have passed them. So it was a just incredible, refreshing change of scenarios or change of scenery here, where we didn't talk about dirty air or clean air. That had nothing to do with this race. It was wonderful to talk about just tire management and passing and how fast do you push this and when will the cautions come out. It was fantastic. 54 lead changes, an incredible race, one that you will definitely not forget. And I think NASCAR's start to this season has been absolutely fantastic. You had the Daytona 500, which, other than the not going full speed and going 40% throttle for the first quarter of the race, that kind of sucked. But other than that, Daytona 500 was really good. Atlanta, one of the greatest finishes you'll ever see, very good race there. The last two races were it is what it is. But this race at Bristol, absolutely fantastic. 10 out of 10 and unique. You're not gonna see this again. If they do, then they're okay with teams exploding tires, but that's not. This was a one-time situation here. The only thing you could probably think about that was anything close to this was 2008 Brickyard, but 2008 Brickyard sucked. This was actually great. Absolutely fantastic race. Let's go to the race results. Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, and Kyle Larson in the top 5. Only 5 cars on the lead lap. John Hunter Nemechek on down were 1 lap down. 13th place on back, which is Chase Briscoe. 13th on back, 2 laps down. And then 3 laps down was Todd Gilliland and 26 back. It's not like we ran a 250 lap green flag run. This was a 120, 130 lap green flag run that everyone's tires were getting obliterated, and it was just absolute insanity. And the running order is literally all over the place. It's not like you cannot. The average position of every driver must be an absolute whirlwind. If there's like a data sheet and you have those the line graph of the average position running per lap, it's probably all over the place for every single driver in the field. Genuine chaos was this race. Denny Hamlin, of course, wins it. He was, in my opinion, Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, Kyle Larson. I think those 3 guys were the strongest. Larson wasn't able to show it at the end of the race because of the penalty on pit lane, and he was never really able to get his track position back because there was no more restarts. Ty Gibbs was the strongest in the race in terms of speed. He was able to, he had a penalty on a pit stop, and he drove his way, gained 20 plus positions and got his way all the way to the front. So Ty Gibbs was probably the fastest. The one who merged both together, no mistakes on pit lane, and able to keep your track position, able to go fast, able to also tire manage, was Denny Hamlin. He was the one that was able to manage it. Martin Truex Jr. was right behind him, 1 second back, but was not able to get his teammate. Brad Keselowski finished 7.2 seconds behind, but he was able to finish in 3rd. Alex Bowman and Kyle Larson, the last 2 guys on the lead lap, at the tail end of the lead lap, 14 and 15 seconds behind. Again, John Hunter Nemechek, Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, Ty Gibbs, and Christopher Bell round out the top 10. Christopher Bell was one of the first ones because JGR were running 1, 2, 3, 4 in this final run, and then Bell was I think the first one to just fall off a cliff, and then Ty Gibbs was the second one to fall off a cliff, while Truex and Denny Hamlin managed as well as they can. Josh Berry brings it home in 12th. He fell off a cliff, short pitted, was down 2 laps, was able to manage it running 4th for the last 50 laps of this race, but then the final 10 laps falls off a cliff. Because he has no more tread on the tires, and he just survives to a 12th place finish. And there were a lot of guys literally just surviving towards the end of this race. Ryan Preece in 14th, Ross Chastain 15th, Ryan Blaney, your pole sitter, who people thought fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying. If the tires survived, was Blaney going to be extremely good? Maybe, but you got to manage your tires. And I think it wasn't just about managing tires, it was about your setup as well. Whose setup was able to save those tires as well meant a lot to it. And Blaney, while he might have been fast, those tires fell off a cliff very quickly, and he struggled for the majority of the race trying to manage tires. Justin Haley in 17th, Daniel Suarez in 18th, Kaz Grala and Eric Jones round out your top 20, with the rest of the field, LaJoy, Logano, AJ Allmendinger, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch had one nightmarish of a day. Todd Gilliland, Carson Hocevar, again, a nightmare of a day for Hocevar. Hemrick, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick. Yes, the 2 23XI cars. While Joe Gibbs Racing were great, the 2 23XI cars just could not get the tires going at all. They had just a nightmare throughout the majority of this race. Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Noah Gragson, William Byron, and Zane Smith round out the entire field. William Byron was one of the Early ones, not because of a failed tire, but he had a little bit of an incident with Logano, who's 3 wide, getting into him, and it broke the toe link. So that's why Byron ended up finishing 35th. It wasn't because he blew a right rear tire and had some terrible luck. He just got into a little bit of an incident, hit the right rear into the wall, toe link broke, and he had to fix it, so they went down multiple laps, and that was that for his race. That is the Food City 500 at Bristol. Again, guys, it's genuinely one of the just most nuts, craziest, most ridiculous races you will ever see, but a 10 out of 10. Absolutely entertaining, out of your mind, up to your eyeballs. It was fantastic. If you can rewatch, I don't know when NASCAR do the full race uploads. Do they still do those? I'm pretty sure they do. They do extended highlights. I think extended highlights will do it a little bit of justice. If it's like a 20-30 minute video, I think extended highlights will get you the gist of this race. But if you go watch the full race, it was fantastic. Skip through the cautions. You could go blow by through it pretty quickly because there were a lot of cautions. So all the green flag laps, it was absolutely fantastic. You got to watch this race. 10 out of 10. Fantastic. What did you guys think in the comments down below? Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. Remember, we will be doing a giveaway for the home field not Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon is mine. The home field Jimmy Johnson t-shirt. We will be doing giveaway for this. You can purchase these t-shirts along with hats, along with the absolutely amazing Jeff Gordon Rainbow Warrior jacket, all on home field and their website, and use the coupon Radman when you get on there at checkout for a great coupon discount code, and it will help support the channel. Thank you guys so much for your support, and we will be doing this giveaway next week, so make sure you check out next week's race review. I'll let you guys know how to enter the competition to win this amazing t-shirt. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.